Right, hello everybody. Welcome to my Sunday Blab. It's 12:15, and I'm very fortunate to be able to have a very special guest with us today, who's sitting on the right there, Jennifer Giacopo. How do you pronounce that, Jenny?
Giacopo, yeah, Giacopo.
And as you can probably tell from the nice accent, she's from about 10,000 miles from where I'm sitting. So the marvels of modern technology.
Yeah.
Now, today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through, now that we're recording, I'll just repeat that. I'm going to run through very quickly my 2 minutes about my 30-30 challenge this week, which has had some, great results. Then I'm going to do the SlideShare presentation. We'll take about 10, and then we'll open up and let Jenny tell us all about why she's on the internet, what inspires her, what motivates her about this great platform, and why she's fantastically enthusiastic and energetic about it. And I know she is. I've watched her videos, as I am. So let's get cracking. Last week, one of my mentors put out a challenge to everybody and said, for the next 30 days, what we'd like you to do is fire yourself up, motivate yourself, get up 4 hours earlier every day and have your work done by breakfast time. And that just appealed to me so much. And I jumped on immediately, and within 20 minutes, I'd already replanned my week. I'd replanned my strategy, and I've actually stuck to it for 6 days, and I'm immensely proud of myself. I've had no sleep. I'm completely exhausted. I can hardly keep my eyes open, but I've now got 20% more followers on my blog in a week from just sticking to a strategy of blog hopping. I've got now 5,000 people hitting my blog every week instead of 4,000. And that extra 1,000 people is all from the effort I put in that 4 hours every morning. And do you know what? All those visitors are now real people, because they've hooked onto my posts that I've been putting on other people's top bloggers, commenting on top bloggers' posts. And some of their followers have been reading my posts and zipping over to see what else I do. And I'm starting to get a really large amount of following on my blog. So that's what you can do when you focus down, as I'm sure Jenny will tell you shortly. Right, let me put a link in the box for you now. This is a SlideShare presentation. I'm just going to put a link in the box, copy. This is great. I love this. You see, you just... it's very easy to do. There you go. There's my SlideShare presentation down in the box there. And you can actually follow that if you want while I'm talking. So why do I do SlideShare? It's a free, very easy access program. It's the speed of access that appeals to me, because once you've made your SlideShare of 10 or 20 slides, you can put it onto SlideShare and it's there forever. And I'm getting people looking at SlideShares I did a year ago because they're listed in a little folder and everybody can see all the different topics. Okay, it's multi-device, which means that once you've made your SlideShare, you can share that link down there. You can send it to mobiles, Androids, PCs, Instagram. You've got a picture that you can put out there. And it's very quick to prepare, and it's very easy to prepare. All you need to use is PowerPoint, which most of us have got. In fact, you don't even need to use PowerPoint, but it's the easiest way. And I've got a list here, hang on. And yes, this is the best bit, okay? Get this. Once you've made your 20 slides, you can put them into Movie Maker, which is a program for editing videos, record a soundtrack in Audacity, which is also free, and you've got a video. And then you can strip out the audio track. Guess what you can do with that? MP3 podcast. Bang, bush. That is something people can listen to in their car. So if you record your audio on top of your video, and the audio is practical guides without them having to look at the slides. In other words, if you prepare your script well enough so that those people don't actually need the slides at all, you've got your MP3. And so that's what I'm going to show you in another link, which is actually a video. In fact, no, if you go to that SlideShare link down there, underneath it is a link to a blog video that I've made about this. I don't know, have you seen that, Jenny?
The blog video.
It's a video. It's a video I put up on how to make a SlideShare. If you haven't seen it, it's on that link anyway.
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah, I've seen you posting that. I've just been looking at so many things lately. Yeah.
Well, it's the reason I'm banging on about this is because it's a very powerful way of using the same stuff that you made for your SlideShare and getting 2 or 3 jobs out of it. That's basically the point I'm making. So when you want to do this SlideShare, make your SlideShare, what I'll do now is very briefly, we'll just go through the slides. You won't be able to, you can look at them if you want. So the first thing you need to do in a SlideShare is to decide on a script, okay? So the first thing you'll be doing is you'll be typing a script up in Word, literally word for word, what you're going to do and the sequence of the slides you want to make, okay? So how do you make a slide? How do you make a slide for a SlideShare presentation? Well, there's a very wonderful piece of software called Jing. Now, Jing is a screen capture. So what you do is you can use that to make all your slides one after the other. You can put photographs in with Jing. It's rather like pressing the window screen print and then saving the file in Paint as a PNG. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Anyone who doesn't, please put it in the chat box. So you're going to end up with a series of slides. If you go to that link on the right, you'll see how that takes place. Now you will open PowerPoint and you'll be faced with a blank page, rather like a Word page. It has a title and a subtitle already set up for you. If you were to look at that presentation, you'll see that very clearly. This presentation link, you can actually follow it while we're talking. So that presentation link will show you the PowerPoint slide first page. You type in your title. In this case, it's how to make a SlideShare presentation, isn't it? I always start off with a photograph in my SlideShare just so that everybody recognizes me and gets branding. So once you've done your title, then all you've got to do is decide on a theme. Now there are about 30 custom themes, default themes already in there, and some of them are absolutely gorgeous. So I don't bother trying to customize my own at the moment. Just get them out there, as our mentor Dean Holland often says. Don't get it right, get it going, you see? So you just get it out there. You can tweak it later. So once you've got your theme and you've got your list of slides, then you simply put them into your PowerPoint list. Then you finally go to your SlideShare site and it'll say upload, and it'll upload straight out of PowerPoint, bang, bush, straight into your SlideShare. You don't have to do anything, it's all there. And then, like a YouTube video, you can put a few tags underneath. You can put a longer description, a couple of links in if you want, and there you have it. So the reason I love this so much is because, as I say, you can nip that little presentation and use it as a guide to anything you're doing, like I'm doing at the moment. You can have your SlideShare presentation on one screen over there, and you can have your Blab going on here, and you can follow your script that you made on SlideShare, and other people can follow it. So it's rather like sending them a user manual before they start the presentation. I hope that's helped. It's not complicated. I can't fill an hour with this, okay? It's only a 10-minute presentation. SlideShare is one of the easiest things. But hop over to that link that I've put in, and if you need to know more, follow the video link, because it's put in there in absolute detail, you know, how to do this stuff. So thank you for watching that. And now we're going to come on to the interesting highlight of my Blab, which is Jennifer Giacopo and what she's doing on the internet. Now, in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, she's going to come on as a live one-to-one guest, and we're going to just sit back and listen to that lovely accent telling us exactly what it's all about, okay? So first I'm going to put a link in to Jenny's site, because I know I promised that anybody who came on here would get some publicity for it. So there's Jenny's site. I hope I've got the right one. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
So anybody who wants to know more about the wonderful Jenny, just go and look at that site. It says it's a detailed version of what she's going to tell us now. So I'll shut up for a bit. I'm going to mute my microphone, okay, and let you take over.
Okay, well, thanks for having me on, Richard. And my site is about, I just basically share from my heart personal development, and what I'm learning at the moment in the last 12 months is being internet marketing. So I'm marrying them together, but really love to share the personal development, and that's quite broad because a lot of people struggle with just what you've explained, even having to be able to know how to do things or bring things together. A lot of people sort of, procrastinate. So things are easier than what we make them. We make things very difficult. I'm certainly learning a lot with internet marketing, the actual personal development and meditation and self-empowerment is sort of something I've been doing for the last 10 years. So that's not really new to me, but definitely internet marketing is, and I'm really enjoying that. So, yeah.
And I assume that at some point, on the 10th of April, when you join us for a full-time interview, you're going to tell us and expand on that a lot more and give us some of the, the juicy details of why you're in business. Because, you're a very inspiring person. I've watched many of your videos, and I have to say they are part of my motivational day. Sometimes when I need a bit of an up, I go and look at your page. So there you go. It works, guys. Go and visit that link.
Yeah, and people are welcome to ask me questions. I'm there to help. So, I do have a contact form. If they want to ask about anything, it comes very natural to me. Like I said, it's something I've studied for the last 10 years and have applied it to my life. I've also just been one of these people that, I don't know, I just feel like I was kind of born to do it. I've just always loved helping people. So it's just so much, when you give, you just get so much in return. So more specifics would be I could share some more of the tricks I do, things that I do on a daily basis. I just basically share what works for me as much as I can to help other people. So I'll be sharing more of that when we catch up on the 10th.
And that'll be amazing. And I'm looking forward to that very much, Jenny. I'm just going to say one thing there. Something I learned this week, which you will relate to, is to get up in the morning looking forward to what you're going to be doing. That's something that's happened for me this week. I put a post up I put two little kids in a car like this, all excited. And what I said was that we need to discover that excitement and awe that we had when we were children, which adults have lost. And we need to return to that and put it into our business. Yep, you've got it.
Definitely. And I mean, I carry on like a child most of the time, embarrassing my 14-year-old. So
good for you. They need to be humiliated at all times. Yeah. Can't disagree more. I can't agree more. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. To be honest with you, Jen, I just wanted you to use this time just to say hi and to invite anybody who's watching in the background and anybody who watches this recording to make darn sure that they come back on this site and join your interview on the 10th, okay? Because it will be worth watching, guys.
Yeah, and it will be fun. And I'll have some, like I said, I'll have some little goodies there up my sleeve I can share with people, and probably go into a bit more detail and a little bit deeper using your mind and your feelings. And, it's definitely all about your attitude, but not just a positive mindset, but working from where you are is the key. A lot of people think you've got to be positive when you're not really feeling positive, but that doesn't really work. You need to actually work where you are in your life.
Totally agree with that as well. I'm just messing around with something here. While you're on there, there's a little trick I want to show you. You see the little yellow hands under my picture?
Yes.
Click on them a few times and see what happens, and it's good for my ranking. That's it. I'm just going to find a link now, and then we're going to talk about something else, which I know you're interested in as well, which seems to have disappeared completely. Here it is. Good. I'm just going to make a copy of something and put that in there as well. Okay, done. Now, I'm going to mute Jenny for 1 minute while I tell you about this webinar so that we get a clear sound, because tomorrow night I use a mentor. I've joined a partnership with a guy called Dean Holland, and I think Jenny is also involved in this. He's a really powerful 6-figure marketer on the internet, and he's grossing $200,000 to $300,000 a month with his amazing sales funnel that he's put together. And what he does is he shares this sales funnel with any of the affiliates, and they can use it to promote his products, and they will get masses of kudos and commissions from putting those leads into his funnel. And the great thing, which I want to tell you also, is that those leads are yours for life, okay? Now, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. UK time and various other times all around the world, he's going to open the doors on this amazing system he uses, and for free, for an hour, he's going to tell you all about it and how you too can start getting 4-figure commission days. So I'm going to put the link in here. This is my link. Jenny will have to pop out of this one. But if you go and visit her site, I'm sure you'll find the link for hers if you prefer to go through her. I'm not at all bothered. But join this webinar. Be there on 5 minutes early because there's 1,000 seats and it was full last week. I don't know how much longer he's going to run this because Dean Holland is a very clever guy. He doesn't stick to the same thing for very long. He keeps tweaking everything, moving on, trying new ideas. So I can't even be sure it's going to be here in a month's time. So just get on there, and it's free. Have a good listen, and take any appropriate action you feel you want. And that basically is all I wanted to do today. We've got Jen's link in there. We've got the SlideShare link, and we've got the most amazing webinar tomorrow night. Just follow that link, register, and enjoy Dean because he's a totally inspiring guy. Okay, Jenny's making me feel bad here because I need to send her some as well. Jenny, I do hope Jennifer. Do you prefer Jennifer or Jenny, or don't you care?
Actually, I prefer Jen or Jennifer, but that's okay.
Right, Jen. At some point, it would be very nice to see you hosting your own Blabs on here, and I'm sure you will.
Well, I'm enjoying having this experience, and then when I come back on the 10th, and I probably will pop in more on some of your other visitors just so I can start to get a feel for it. So, yeah, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you who next week's is. It's a guy I met in a blog last week, and he's called Ant Carter, and he's a great guy. He lives in the UK, I think. And then the one after you is Simon Stanley, who's my big buddy, and I'm very fond of him, and he's the most inspiring guy I know. And I've got some even more awesome guests, if there are any more awesome than Simon, coming from the field of the media, show business. I've even got a couple of top film stars in my group that I'm talking to and trying to put their arms up their back and get them to come on here for 5 minutes, lower their sights and up my site, improve my kudos for nothing. So really exciting stuff coming up, and I want to make this Blab, a place everybody comes to, not just because I'm wonderful, but because of all the wonderful people who come on as well. So that's the whole plan.
It's good sharing.
Beg your pardon?
It's good sharing.
Yeah. I'm also very keen not to have too many people from within our little group because I want a nice sort of level playing field, and I don't want just to be promoting the things that we do. So thank you, Jenny, for joining me. I know it's about 11 o'clock at night and you're exhausted as well. Not exhausted, but I'm sure your day's coming to an end.
Yes, thank you very much. It's great. I've enjoyed it, and it's very powerful, and it's a great platform. So I'll definitely be back, and I'll be back visiting as well. I like it.
Two things just before we stop. One is, anybody want to come in and say anything, please just type a message in the chat box. There's lots of lurkers. I've got a little piece of software which tells me that the ones along the top aren't the only ones here, okay? I know a lot of people are too shy to talk or interact, and that's great. I was like that. But as you can see, I don't give a damn anymore. So pop in the chat box anything you want to say. And if there aren't any more things that you want to say, and what about you, Jenny? Is there anything Jennifer, is there anything you want to add?
No, that's great. Like I said, this is a lot of fun, and it's it was pretty easy once I got in. Like I had to go on my laptop because my phone wasn't working. So I don't know if that's something that you have to just work from a PC with Blab. Is that right?
Well, if you look up in the top left, it says beta, B-E-T-A.
Yeah.
Now, I've been talking to the guys who run Blab yesterday, and there's a lot of things they want to improve, and accessibility is one of them. I know it's a new program. It's actually far better than Periscope, in my opinion, and there's not so many rude things on here as there are on Periscope, but we won't say any more about that. So it's in beta, which means it's still new software. So, you know, over the next 12 months, it's a brand new program. My friend Glenn Shepherd, who I believe you know, is also very strongly behind this. He reckons it's the best platform on. And if Glenn Shepherd says it's good, that's good enough for me.
Yes, the wizard, yes.
The wizard. So with that said, as a lot of people say on these things, with that said, I shall shut this down now and say thank you very much, Jen, for coming on and letting us see what you're up to. We've got the links, and we'll see you 10th or possibly before.
We'll see you then. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take care, and bye to everybody who's listening and refuses to get entangled. Thank you. Goodbye.